Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a follow along foot and ankle strengthening and stretching routine. After I come home from the gym, I like to do this and then continue on with my daily stretching routine. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. So this is just a great thing that you can do if you're not currently in class for the summer, such as myself, or if you're about to begin ballet classes. This is something you can do to sort of prepare and get ready for the intensity of class, as well as just either maintain and also improve your strength and flexibility. So we're going to be doing this in my kitchen. Sorry, it's not the most glamorous thing ever, but it's the only place in my house that has enough space and a hard floor. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start off with is some gentle ankle rolls. You can do about 10 of these on each side. Might have lost track. You don't have to worry about form or anything. Just make sure those are nice and loose. Okay, so we're going to start off with some very exaggerated demi-plie roll-ups. What you want to be careful of, you want to make sure that your feet are even here and you're not collapsing your arches when you bend. But when you roll up onto your demi-point, make sure you don't go backwards like this. Make sure you stay over your big toes so that you're not sitting. So we're going to do 10 of these with plie first. Make sure your knees are over your toes. So when you roll up, try to keep your heels in the place that they are here as you straighten your knees. Two more. Okay, now we're going to do something very similar, but we're going to do it in reverse. So, rise up onto demi-point, pressing the floor away, carefully not to fall back on your toes like that. Now plie over the top. Lower those heels back down to the ground. Be carefully not to roll in like this. Keep them straight. And finish. So we'll do 9 more of those. Try to control this movement down. Two more. Great, shake that out. Your buns and your calves should be talking to you a little bit. Now we're going to do just some regular elevés. Now you can adjust the amount of any of these to as much or as little as you want, depending on how much of a challenge you need. But we're going to go ahead and do 10 of each. So we're going to start off with one leg. Don't worry about form with this foot. You can be pretty and nice and wrap it or whatever, but you can also just let it hang. You want to mainly worry about your working leg here. So again, same thing applies. When you go up, you want to make sure you don't fall back on your baby toes like this. Keep it centered. Now, I have more of a problem with that than some people because my toes are so tapered. If all my toes were the same length, I think maybe it would be easier to stay over my big toe. But maybe you don't have that problem. Anyway, here we go. 10 elevés. forget to squeeze your butt. Try to feel it lengthen all the way up your body. Okay, 10 on the other side. Keep your kneecaps pulled up too. Okay, now 10 together with both feet. Just press that ground right away. Feel it all the way up your body. Feel your butt squeezing and your abs engaging. Press over your toes. Okay, shake that out. Now for this next part, you're going to want to grab a pair of socks. The socks just really help you to slide along the floor and articulate your feet in this next exercise. This next exercise, we're going to be doing very slow tendus. So we'll do 10 for today. I like to do them from first. So you're going to be taking them forward and to the side. Your knees pulled up. When you move forward, you want to think that your heel is going first. Feel your toes sliding on the ground. Heel first, heel first. Now, press the floor away with your toes. Extend to a full point. Make sure you don't sickle like this. You want to make sure that your heel's forward and your pinky toe is pulling back. Okay? And then slowly flatten out your toes. Press it against the floor and bring it back. We'll do 9 more of those. Try to keep everything feeling like it's lengthening. Okay, now you're going to do 10 to the side. So same, slowly pushing your Demi point and then pushing the floor away with your toes, extending the line as much as you can, pressing against the floor to come back. And other side. Right leg now. Toes back, heel forward. Extending. Feeling like there's light coming out the end of your toes. And flattening out those toes, pressing, bringing it back. And to the side. Okay, we're almost done. Shake that out. Definitely give yourself little Achilles and calf stretches throughout the exercises. Where we're going to finish off the strengthening part with some rises in parallel. So same thing, 10 on each foot and then 10 together, this time turned in. Okay, now both feet together. To avoid sickling, you could hold a tennis ball between your ankles, but as long as you make sure that your toes are slightly apart, and you're holding your ankles together, you won't sickle. You just want to make sure you don't go this way, okay? So now, 10 with both feet in parallel. Alright, phew, I'm definitely feeling that. So, stretch out your calves and your knee to get the Achilles as well. Okay, let's move on to the stretching part. Alright, before we get too crazy with the stretching, I like to roll out my feet just a little bit, make sure that they're relaxed and ready for a good stretch. This is the foot rubs ball. I highly recommend getting one if you don't have one. Even if you're not an avid dancer, if you don't dance a ton, this is just great to have for every day, just because it feels so good. Get the arch. Get the toes. And then go side to side. And then I like to roll out my calves and my Achilles a little bit with a tennis ball. This is a lot easier to do on carpet, by the way, with the tennis ball, because it won't slip out from under you as easily. So I just like to roll out my calves. Okay, make sure you get down on your Achilles too. You can do this for as long as you want. It feels so good. Sometimes I just do this forever and ever. Now we're ready for our stretching. So I'm going to be using my ballet foot stretch. If you don't have a foot stretcher, you can try making your own, which I have a video on. I will also put a link in the description for you for that. There are other foot stretches you can do, like when you stand up and cross one foot over the other. But if you're serious about ballet and you're serious about dancing, I definitely highly recommend getting one of these foot stretchers. And I've been using this one for a while, so this elastic is a bit stretched out. So to give myself an extra stretch, I like to put this pad under my heel. So first, I keep my heel fairly straight under instead of turning it out, because this will really get the top of our arch, which is where we want to stretch. And I like to take my other leg, place my ankle on top of my knee up here to kind of keep it from bending too, so I can really relax into the stretch. And at the same time, you can do a nice leg, hamstring, and hip stretch by bending forward. I usually like to hold these for a good little while because it feels so good. Now, let my heel come out to the side here and let my foot turn out a little bit, because by doing that, it's actually going to work on stretching my bevel and ankle. So you see now it's pulling my foot toward the beveled direction, anti-cycling. And the farther over you pull the ballet foot stretch, the more it's going to work on that bevel. You can see my foot pulling down towards this direction here. My right foot is a little less flexible than my left one. Just hold it for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Or sometimes I do this when I'm watching TV and I just let it sit there for a couple minutes. Just feels so good, you know? Okay, now I like to pop my heel in a little bit so that my foot is turned out, and it's going to stretch the bevel. It's going to pull my foot down towards my pinky toes. Now one last thing that I like to do is to stretch out my Demi point a little bit. What you're going to do is you're going to squat down and sit on your heels, and you're going to feel that nice stretch on your toes through your Demi point. If you want more of a stretch, you can move your knees forward. If you need less of a stretch, come back a little bit so that your toes are more flat. Or you can lift your knees up so that it's not stretching as much on your toes. Try to keep your ankles together so that you're not sickling. And there you have it, you guys. It's a great daily routine you can do to maintain your strength and your flexibility in your feet and ankles for ballet. Of course, let me know if you have any questions. In the meantime, you can keep in touch with me at facebook.com/thunderstorm. I'll see you all next time. Bye!